Good morning, everyone, and welcome to freedailycoaching.com. Bert Bledsoe here with you, coming from my home office here in Colorado Springs. It's a lovely summer day, August 4th, and I'm excited to do a Mindset Monday call with you. I first want to start off the call by saying good morning and welcome to each and every one of you. I'm super excited that you could join us. Hold on just one second. Let's see. My wife's calling. Let's see what she wants. Yes, babe. All right, I'll go look at it. Bye. Alrighty. So, see, wife update while everyone's jumping into the call here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Karen and Linda. Good morning, Clive and Jack, Tom, Bob, Bill, Felicia, Sarah. Good morning, Tim. Glad you could join us. Well, excuse me, this morning. So, this morning's mindset call and what it means. I'm going to take my glasses off. I don't really need them this morning. I'm not really reading anything. I wanted to talk about mindset. I wanted to take it from a different perspective. I wanted to give you a different analogy, and I wanted to give this analogy. And I thought of this last night as I was watching something on television. I don't watch a lot of TV per se. I might watch some like recorded shows and stuff like that in the evening. However, a lot of you know that I'm an athlete. I like to do some running, long distance running, and some like adventure racing and triathlons. And I'm not really a team sports guy necessarily. However, the one team sport that I really, really enjoy is football. And I played football as a kid, and I definitely enjoy watching it as an adult. And last night was the beginning of the football season. Last night was the beginning of the preseason, and there was a game that was being televised last night. And I thought, wow, this is an interesting comparison to the industry that I'm in. And you're probably thinking, hey, how are we like NFL players? How is what you do like playing in the NFL? Well, I want you to think about the the general workforce in, let's just say, in our country, in the United States. Sorry, Karen. For those that are watching internationally over in Europe or Canada, if you're watching from some other country, then just remember that you could equate this to your country. In this case, I'm using the United States as the example. Think of how broad the workforce is in the United States, and then think about the number of athletes that are actually participating in the National Football League. Excuse me. Let's say there's 65 players on each team, and there's like 36 teams, 34 teams. So whatever you multiply 34 times 65, right? It's 650 times 3 is like 18, 19, 50 times another, whatever that is, 130. What is that? 19, 20, like 2080, something like that, like 2080 guys. And then you figure that there's some athletes that are on the practice squads. And so let's just say let's just double that number. Let's say there's like 4,000 dudes, 4,000 guys that are playing. Think about what that number is in relationship to the size of the workforce in our country. It's minuscule. There's a tiny amount of dudes doing it, right? Tiny amount of guys out there doing it. Well, think about how many people in the bigger picture are actually doing it. And I don't mean how many people tried out for it, right? Like, because there's hundreds of thousands of guys that have played football, the game, right? Hundreds of thousands of men and women have played the game of football from pee-wee level all the way up through the college level to try to become a National Football League player. And the reason that I thought that was a great analogy is because in our industry, we really don't have that many people in comparison to the overall entire workforce. Now, a lot of people set out to do it. A lot of people are trying to do a home-based business. A lot of people start at a home-based business. A lot of people start at the Pee Wee level and they're trying to work their way up. But a lot of people give up along the way. What really struck me last night when I watched this football game and why I thought of this analogy was last night was preseason. And most people would say, well, that doesn't even count, right? Well, in a sense, it doesn't count. It does not count for the record of the team to see who goes to the Super Bowl, but it really does count. It counts as experience on the field. It counts for another opportunity to show the coaches. What if you're that guy that hasn't made the team? What if it's your very first year and this preseason game is your opportunity to shine? What if it's this game is the one that's your opportunity to prove that you should be on the team? That's a real game for that guy, right? For every single player that was out there, it's real for them. When you're on the field, it's a real deal. The amount of time, the amount of practice and effort it takes to get to the stage where you can play at a preseason NFL football game is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The amount of perseverance required, the amount of mental belief, and that's where I wanted us to go today, is that mental belief. You know, not every single player that goes and tries to go into the NFL is the Heisman Trophy winner. Not every single one is the top guy at their college. Not every single person is the number one person at their position. What about those people? What is that like for them? The ups and the downs, the learning curve to get better, right? Because if they're not the starting person, that means that there's someone that's more qualified. There's someone that has a higher skill set. What if they learn those skill sets and then they can showcase that at that preseason game? It's so real to them. That perseverance, that practice, that energy, that time and effort now starts to pay off. Where our perspective is, oh, it's just preseason, doesn't even count. We don't even have to watch it. It's not even real. And yet, for a small select group of people, it was real. So, what is it in your life? What is it in your business? What are you putting off? Oh, thanks, Christina. I just took them off this morning because I didn't need them. And I'm going to be doing a project this morning where I'm going to need them off anyway, so just take them off. What is it in your business that's happening right now that you're treating like it's preseason? What are you blowing off in your business like it's preseason, like it doesn't matter, like it doesn't even count? What area of your business is your preseason? Because that preseason is absolutely vital. It's getting your legs warmed up. It's getting the mentality of the team spirit going, right? It's getting that time. It's getting that reps on the field. It's getting back under the bright lights and the loud noises. What's your preseason? What is it that you're overlooking that you're not doing it? Maybe it's your personal development every single morning. If you're here at this call, I'm guessing that that's not the case. Maybe it's not creating the content. Maybe it's not reaching out to people. Maybe it's not getting just those little tiny things done that you're just blowing over. What's your preseason look like in your business? What does your preseason look like around your house? Because those are the things, guys, those are the things that make all the difference. Those are the things that take you to the next level, that bring your business to the big show, that bring you to the championship games, right? So that you don't sputter out. This brings you to championship caliber level when you're able to identify what's your preseason. What is it that you're required to do? How can you train? How can you get prepared so that you can go out and have an amazing season, so that you can go out and your business can become a championship level business? How do you do that? You start to focus. You start to have that dedication and realize, hey, I can't skip over this. I got to go to the 2-a-day practices. I got to go to training camp, and I got to show up to all the preseason games because that's what gets me ready. You can't skip the preseason, guys. How many times have we heard about that guy? That guy that's a holdout. He's a holdout for training camp. He's trying to get the big money. He wants to get special privileges because he's already made it, or he thinks something like that. And he holds out, he holds out, he holds out. And then when he finally signs his contract, he doesn't even play that well. He doesn't even live up to all the hype. Why? Because he wasn't in. He wasn't all in. He wasn't all in on the preseason. He wasn't at the practices. He wasn't building that team spirit. He wasn't learning the plays. He didn't get those reps on the field, the bright lights. He had to do all of that once it was game time. And that's no good. You don't want to adjust once you're up and running, yeah. But that's not the idea. You don't want to hold out and then just come in midstream. You can't just come in midstream in our line of work. In our line of work, you can't just jump in and be rocking. You have to have some skill set. You have to have learned something. You have to have some tools, right? Most people don't just jump in, like quit their job and just jump on YouTube and be like, hey, I'm making YouTube videos. Send me money, right? That doesn't work. There's got to be a preseason. There has to be some execution. There has to be a plan. There has to be a playbook. I want you to go out today. I want you to crush it on your playing field. Whatever field you're playing on, I want you to go out and crush it. But I want you to think about the mindset that's required to really play at a championship level. Do you want to be a champion? And do you want to play at a championship level? And if the answer to that question is yes, I am a champion, I want to be a championship caliber performer. I want to have a business that's championship level. I want to be a championship level coach. I want to be a championship level business owner. I want to be a championship level representative. I want to be a championship level grandma or aunt or mother. Whatever your field is that you're playing on, if you want to be a champion, you have to behave like a champion. And champions have a playbook. Champions are dedicated. Champions don't give up when they get put on the second string team. Okay? Champions don't quit because they're not the starting guy that's on in the bright lights, right? Champions do it day in and day out, every single day. And you have the ability to become the champion inside of you. The question is, are you willing to step up? Are you willing to rise to the occasion and become that champion that's burning inside of you? That champion that's inside of you that wants to come out into the world and show everyone, hey, I'm a champion. That wants to break free in all of us. Now, it doesn't look the same for every single one, but there's certain key elements that do look the same. Every single football player isn't the quarterback. Everyone doesn't get all of the attention that guy gets. Some guys are the right guard and the left tackle, and those guys are just smash mouth every day in the trenches, raw. They're protecting that guy. They're not doing it because they want the glory or the fame. They're doing it because they want to be a part of something. They want to be the champion. They want to be the best that they can be, and they want to be a part of something. They want to be a part of a championship team. That's their business. Everyone has a role to play. What's your role? How are you going to become the champion inside of you? All right, guys. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open up the question and answer. And I want you to, instead of a question, if you have questions this morning, absolutely put in a question. But I want you to tell me in that question and answer, how are you going to become a champion? What are you going to do today to start working on your preseason? What's your preseason? What is it that you've been overlooking? What have you been saying, oh, well, it's just this? What is that one thing that you could probably go and tweak and go and do right now that you've been overlooking that's going to make you a champion, that's going to allow you to take it to the next level? What is that going to look like for you? Go ahead and write it in the question, write it in the Q&A. Boom. So I know there's a little time delay. I'll let you guys catch up. Now I'm reading, so now I need to have these guys so I can. Awesome, awesome. Did I open the Q&A? I opened up the Q&A, so if there's any questions, go ahead and put them in. Otherwise, tell me what is it? What's your preseason? How are you going to do something different? How are you going to change it? What are you going to do today to make sure that you're playing at a championship level? What are you going to do? Awesome, Patty. Awesome, awesome. Get my blog completed and content on it. Awesome. Patty, we're going to hold you accountable. We're here to hold you accountable. So let's all talk to Patty this week about her blog, right? Let's talk to Patty this week. All right, Debbie. Debbie has people to call today. She has ads to put out, and she needs to tweak her blog. So that sounds like a lot of different projects, Debbie, but I know that you can do it. I know that you can get this accomplished. You see, we all make excuses. We all come up with these things, but let's do it. You can do it. Create content and call leads. Way to go, Clive. Awesome. That's it. That's it. Go out and create that content and call the leads. Guys, you can do anything if you set your mind to it. You can go out and crush it in wherever you want to crush it. I've been taking these principles that you guys have taught me, put them into my personal life. So I use them here in our work, and I use them in my personal life. And this weekend, I was able to accomplish some great things for my wife, get a bunch of things built for her in the backyard, get part of Goat Village done, get a rabbit hutch built for her so she has this big shaded cover and rain protection. And that was just on Saturday. Yesterday, I went out and changed the shocks on my Jeep, right? Because I'm working on this Jeep. I've been working on my Jeep and trying to get it, you know, tip-top and ship shape and doing it myself. We can do this. You can do this. You don't have to, these little tiny things that we look over like, oh, I can do it later, I can do it then, or oh, it's going to cost too much. You know, do the research, go check it out and see how easy it could be. I was thinking this shocks thing was going to be this big, huge project for me and everything, and so I've been kind of blowing it off. And guess what, guys? It was like a $50 deal, and it took me like 2.5 hours or something, 3 hours maybe yesterday, and I went and rocked it, right? And you can do the same thing. Learn Instagram and post images today. All right, Bill, go grab that Instagram training, Bill. You know where it's at, in the back office, right, of My Lead System Pro, and let me know that you know where that's at, Bill, in the chat, and go and watch that today and get going. Go do it. Linda, putting a course together. Awesome. Getting my Facebook ad set up. Awesome, awesome, Bob. That's easy breezy. That can get done today. Awesome. Christina, awesome. Waking up. Awesome, awesome. This is great. This is what I'm talking about, guys, about setting this up, about making looking at some things that maybe that you've been looking over, like, oh, that's no big deal, and then just go do it. Go make it happen. See how that changes your business. See how big of a deal it actually is. It really is a big deal. All right, we got some questions over in the, I'm putting a course together, waking up early, awesome. Reaching out to every one of my new Twitter and Facebook followers from the weekend, awesome. Consistent follow-up on daily content, awesome. Both of those are great. All of those are great. Every single one of these is things that we just look at like, oh, it's easy, oh, I can do it. You know, think about this. Think about, and I'm not picking on Bob because I'm in the same spot here. Debbie, I think Debbie wrote this too, and this is for everyone. if you're going to have a Facebook ad campaign, and let's say you've got everything up and ready for it, and you just haven't run the ad yet, think about every day that goes by that you could be running the ad is a day that you could actually be getting leads, right? You could be getting leads and generating more traffic and building your business bigger, but you're not. Why? Well, we're looking over, excuse me, overlooking it like it's our preseason, like, oh, I'll get to it. It's going to come in just a minute. It's not that important. I got this other thing I got to work on, blah, 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 blah. It is that important. It's that important. The preseason is that important. I want you to get your mindset right, okay? No matter where you're at in your business, imagine that you can decide. You can pick when you're going to run. You can decide when you're going to do this, right? Right? You decide this. So look at your business today. Take an honest evaluation and say, hey, what am I treating like the preseason, and how can I change that? What action can I take today to get in the game so that I can be a champion? Okay? I want you to go out today and be a champion. Behave like a champion, right? Run with the winners, right? Today, I want you to turn it around. Today is Mindset Monday. Today is the day that this week you get in the right state of mind to go out and do something big. Go out and change someone's life. And maybe that someone is you. Maybe you're the someone. When you change someone's life, maybe it's yours that you change first. Maybe you become the champion so that you can show others to become the champions within. Thank you so much for joining us here at freedailycoaching.com. I want to remind each and every one of you that you can go back to YouTube and look for more videos, whether you want to look on mindset or tech tips. You can type those topics in and look for mindset or tech tip calls. I actually have a project coming together that's getting put together right now that's going to have the top interviews that I've done on Free Daily Coaching. The top 5 tech tips that we've shared, or top 10, I think. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. It's 5 or 10. The top 10 Mindset Monday calls, or top 5. So there's 5 to 10 of each of these areas that we're putting together so that you'll have access to it all in one big place, right? One big package. You're going to have all of that combined. It's your opportunity. It's your way to step up. So go out and make today your day. Thank you for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching. Thank you for taking the time to start your day here and to start your week here. I'm excited and thankful that each and every one of you is here this morning. I want to thank all of our Google Plus and YouTube visitors for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow at freedailycoaching.com. We'll also see you at a few webinars this week. Look for an email coming out this week. If you're not on my email list already, go to bertbledsoe.com and hit the instant access button, or send me an email at bert, B-E-R-T-B, at aweber.com, and you can get all my contact information. You'll be on my email list. You'll find out we've got a lot of exciting things happening this week, and it's time for you to get in the game. It's time for you to become the champion within and rock this thing. I'll see you all very, very soon, if not tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time here at freedailycoaching.com.